Thanks for waiting. I apologize for the delay and the problem I had with the communication with the piece. Turtle again. First of all, I want to say thanks for great reps, um, Jason Phillip and Rick Booth. Rick Booth has been a believer online. I will give a little history of who we are. First of all, my name is Jose M. Diaz. I've been with Beyma for 27 years. We actually created a whole new game of new way of building sound systems since the 80, 95, 94, 94, 96. Since we started creating 94 exactly was. Creating, the most important thing was creating sound unique to the customers. And that's what Beyma is all about. The family, the familia, the Beyma is a family-owned business, runs by now the second the generations. Let's generate the youngest daughter. There was the original owner, two original owner, Benny and Masi. The name Beyma is because Benny and Masi combined together to become to create a line of product only to sell product to dealers or to manufacturer, never to sell product to an um, finished product. The idea was always to build unique product for the customers to build cabinets on their own name, and there always was that was the foundation. Only to build product unique, product is going to be always familiar to dealers to make product for themselves, not to compete with our own customers. Most of the manufacturers, they build the drivers, they build the cabinets, and they compete each other. It was always to be completely different. Benny Massive, at one point, Mr. Benny told Massive, listen, I want to build cabinets. And Mr. Massive told, listen, from day one, we did not want to create cabinet. We're not going to compete with our customers. That was our foundation of a company, and that's my word. I'm not going to jeopardize that. So Mr. Benny says, you got to buy me out or you got to go out. So Mr. Messi ended up buying the company, double the money of the company at that time was worth. So he ended up buying it and kept Beyma until today. We started in Barcelona. That's where origin of the company started. And we decided to migrate to a different area for price points, to get more space, because Barcelona was too expensive. But we went to Valencia. Valencia allows us to have a port that we can ship all over the world and actually also grow more the company with a more affordable warehousing. And that was the foundation went to Valencia. We've been in Valencia already for about 35 years, if I'm not mistaken, 40 years old, 35 years exactly. So the company decided to migrate everything out of Valencia, Spain. We decided to actually keep doing the same creation, building product unique, building product that it's going to make a difference into the markets. We started migrating to New York. When we brought the first product to New York, our customers, the first generation of customers using our product, they say, we want to, the sound of a nightclub that I went last night or the concert, migrated into your system, into our car. How can we do it? We actually started one particular piece. Back in the days, there was few company want to start with they used to make horns under the dash, and it was a very popular model company. And they used to make the horns to create a lot of vocals out. So I have a customers that were having issue to mount the horns. And by looking at all the spec sheet, I told them, listen, we have a product that it actually can do an incredible output and outperform that particular pieces. And this is one of the pieces. I want to show you a few of the drivers and few of the stuff, who we are for the past years. This is the 6MI80. This is the most emulated product in the world. This is one of them. So this piece actually was open the door for us into the market. We used to put this in the door and we can create more outputs, more dynamic, cleaner sound than having a big horn in the front. And you can put it right in the door, factory door. So this piece actually was actually what changed the whole market. Yes, this is a change to different models. We use a stand frame basket in submersion. Some of them we made also neodymium. And then on the car audio version, for the car audio markets, we decided to make it and neo for compact side and also in forum. But this is already the foundation of the company when they first started. From this piece, we had a tweeter that was the family of that time that'll be the matching, was the CP22. This is the most famous tweeter in the world. This piece, we've been making it for over 50 years, this particular piece. and it's the classic piece. And this generation, this actually has the 40th anniversary. What I did on this one, actually, when I met the company, the founder said, Jose, you're the only one who can actually do tweaks here to fix stuff. I told them that we've been having issues. We've been migrating, upgrading all the product, but CP22 fall behind, never do anything. So actually, to do an upgrade to a tweet is very difficult. First of all, it's only a diaphragm and a little piece of wire. So it's very difficult to actually create and change the performance on a tweeter. So we actually figured it out, we did it, and we came out with a 40th anniversary. They used to come in this wooden piece. It was designed to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the tweeter. So I still got this as a souvenir. We all authenticated with a serial number to every piece that were made. And to today, this is the most unique tweeter in the market. And it's the one that probably you see a lot of emulation, but this is the original piece. From this technology, our customers say, hey, but this is too big. I want something smaller. I want that sound, but a very small size. And we create the AST05. This is the original tweeter of the Beyma line on the Audio series. And this was created to actually give the output of the big one on a small scale. Neodymium and a titanium diaphragm, and these are the original piece. I'm giving a little bit of history of the company. I don't want to get boring on it, but I want to give you who we are and what have we been doing and everything that we build has a meaning. And the most important thing is the linearity and the sound and the tonality is the most important thing on our lineup. So this piece was copied by every manufacturer worldwide. So this model, we changed it actually. We put a longer neck, and we even stamp frame our name on the front. But customers say, we need something smaller too. So then from the smallest size, this is the first generation of a tweeter. I'm going to show you something that I've had here for 20 years and so. And it's beat up, it's old. These are the original first generation of tweeter, where you can actually open it up, repair on the palm of your hand. This is the beginning of a full audience lineup series that we made a small. This also piece was knocked off by everybody worldwide. So from this generation, we had another line, which this particular piece is one of my best tweets I think we had at that time. Soft Dawn, same concept. You can take it apart. Or a product you can fix in your hand. Every product you can fix it or you can just recon it. So we offer you a product that is, we call it forever. This tweeter will last you forever. You don't have to worry about for a very long time. I would say our customers have product for 30 years, 25 years, still using our product. So I call it Beyma, it's the money in the bank. So from this generation, we had an issue that we had a problem. Every time we use this speaker, 101 dB, 111 meter, this was 92 dB, was a problem. So anytime you combine these two, the sound was phenomenal, but you had to push this tweeter in order to match this, and we had an issue. That created me a problem because at that time, everybody had knockoff, I'm sorry for the word that I use, knockoff. Every product that we have in our lineup, every single line was knockoff. So what I decided to do is create something that we need to, something to match this particular piece. So when you have 100 dB, 111 meter, 6.5, what can I do to match in order to be able to keep up with my speaker, my sixes, my eights, my tens? And we came out with it, we patented a tweeter, and it's called the SQL60. SQL60, which has its own patent, that I hold it here. Here's the patent of the tweeter. If you already can see it. Everybody with me?
Yep.
All right. So this is the patent that we actually create in order to be able to hold match to any of our speakers. From this particular piece, I create that piece in-house in United States, in my office, after devastating having so many knockoff. And it was a very sad time. And I remember ourselves, which really dropped a lot because people were buying just knockoff. And they didn't understood. When they listened to the real deal of this tweeter, it's no comparison to anything that is in the market. We still make this particular piece. The life is short because we're actually going to come up soon by next year with an upgrade version. but we can match our speaker with this particular line. So on those series, we also had the original models. One more original piece, very popular piece. This is the original Rio carbon Kevlar 6.5. There was two models. One we had it with a Kevlar with a face plug that we can actually get more heights, and one without the face plug that we can actually get more meat base. So why we create so many models? And people say, oh, it's confusing, got too many SKU. The idea is to let the customer hear it and experience and choose what is the best application. Yes, on the customer side, when they get understanding the line and start installing and putting pieces together, they will see which way they will go, which way direction. So anytime that you experience or with any of our rep, they can give an experience and sound how they do the perfect match into the speaker. When the dealers also at the same time, they start familiarizing and understanding the product, we automatically, customers get the best of what they need. We never made a full component kit because the component kit is designed by an engineer and X-Place hood. It's subject to the ear, what the customer wants on the other end. That's the reason we offer in different materials that you can actually be able to match and perfect get your balanced sound to according to your taste. That's the main reason. At the same time, we have different combination. You got strong mid. You have something where mid to mid bass. You got some more vocals. You have some that is going to give you a little bit both. That's the transition. They actually might confuse people why so many SKU. How can I match it? But it's simple. All our products say our data sheet that we offer that is on our, we give it to our dealers. You can get some on our website. A lot of the models are custom built by myself, some of our customers. They actually give us input, what are they looking for, and we create different models. And that's what it gives allows that you can actually be able to have different sound depend on the application. Yes, we do have like a regular 6.5, 6x9 standard. Again, our entry level 6x9, we only make one model, but this model is fiberglass. We give it everything, and even our entry level series, we want to make sure we give it the best acoustic, by the book information and sound. We're not cheating on the numbers. We will give you every little detail that performs linearly, the curve, the DC resistance, every information, which unfortunately many of the unscrupulous people send it to China. They even copy, even sometimes the paperwork even say Beyma inside of it, because that's what happened a lot of the time. But that's not important. That's the reason we keep focusing on what we build, give it the best to the customer and the maximum performance possible to be built. And that's what we offer. And we keep creating new models and new technology, making it smaller and more outputs. For example, the SQL60 is an outstanding tweeter with a 98 dB 1 watt meter. And that was the reason that you can be able to match even my more efficient speaker to the SQL60 and the ASD50. The difference between the 50 and the 60 is called SQL because sound quality lead. That's what we call it. And then you can match it to a 6, 5, and 8. The Pro 6 Q, Pro 6, Pro 5, and Pro 8 Q 300 and 200. It's designed to match that tweeter in a perfect balance. That's one of my favorite taste piece on it. Some people not. Some people want something more aggressive. But this is what the reason is QL60. 60 is because the 60 watts music RMS you can put into the tweeter. And the 50 is 50 watts. Yes, the SQL60 use a polymer they actually make in-house that is more efficient acoustically and has a little more better balance and a little lower frequency FS. You can actually go a little lower than the 50. The 50 use titanium diaphragm and it doesn't have a cooling technology inside, which everyone knows in cooling you use normally. We have different technology in cooling. We have a Heliot, we have a Micros. All this technology we use in our Pro Audio drivers, we migrate into car audio. We have the one who created the most powerful speaker in the market in a 6.5 version, for example. We give you RMS power, 220 watts RMS on a 6.5 that is 60 NV2, and you can also we make it in a Pro 6BK, which is the Pro 6BK is the version in 4 ohm. We try to give you both options, 4 ohm and 8 ohm in most of the cases. But anytime it's 4 ohm, we try to try to dedicated to the car audio markets, or to the bike, or to the motorcycle world, or to the boat application. All our drivers are marine treated. Everything that we build is marine treated. Yes, because it's paper doesn't mean it's not treated. All our paper are treated with a coating protection for water repellents. So you can use the water we dripped off, comes off. And some out more than the other one, we put more treated and more out than, and some out more than the other one. But all the materials is marine treated. Doesn't mean that you're going to put them under the water, play music on the water, but it's treated to be actually in the environmental, high humidity, heat, cold weather. We sell the product all over the world. So that's the reason we try to make only one product. We don't want to be, oh, this is marine, this is not. All the product we treat in marine, treat in application in every aspect to it. So what we've done with the years is create and try to give people know our product and try to give more information, who we are. One of the things that we've done is before our tweeters, going back to this subject yet, we didn't have any name on it. We decided to engrave the names on our products. So now you can see even the SQL60 has the name on the side. And most of the car audio product, we want to label to make them understand. Anytime you see Beyma on the front, it would be a 4 ohm application. Okay? Any other question that I want to give you? Yes.
When you say treated, are they treated on both sides? Are they just a cone, or how is that? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes, we treat the whole cone system. So most of the speakers, and when you see them in the back, you will see fiber. It's a fiberglass. We do an alliation, fiberglass, carbon fiber, and paper. Carbon fiber is the closest thing acoustically to paper that we can have in the system. So an acoustic side. The closest to acoustic and to paper, it's carbon fiber. It's the closest thing to acoustic to paper. So what we're trying to do is migrate the carbon fiber. We are paper, okay, lighter, stronger, and be able to take more humidity, water repellents, and all of that nature. We've been selling this out driver to boats application for years, for marine application for years, for as long as we know that I remember, over 27 years that I've been selling Beyma. We've been all selling to the cruiser line, the shipping boats, everywhere we offer our products, and they use them in cabinets. The marine the product, the speakers and the marine application, they're more suitable to die faster. Yes. So your life, you have products in car that's been for 20 years, 30 years on a car, and maybe the marine application might be a little bit less, but it's normal. Everything in the marine application, especially if you don't take care of it, you lose it. Even the boat itself, if you don't take care of the boat, every time you go out, you're going to lose it. No matter what boat you have, you're going to lose it. That's the reason the treatment that we do, it's capable to handle it, but it's under a customer's hand also to take care of what they're going to be doing with the speaker. But it's all treated, yes.
What about saltwater applications?
Yeah, same thing. It's saltwater application. It's the same application. The saltwater, same thing. You got a boat, either in aluminum or any material. If you don't take care of it, you're going to have problems. It's normal if you don't take care of it. The speaker, you got some speaker that's on plastic chassis. Yeah, the plastic chassis will last you longer. There's no question on the marine application. But unfortunately, the acoustics that we can get on our material, it'll be, we try to see it stronger. It doesn't mean that, I want to explain the word exactly. The speaker itself, inside, it's a standard. You cannot change. Inside is metal. And it has a piston, it's metal, it's steel. You cannot change the iron. You cannot change the motor. You cannot make the speaker out of plastic or out of any other material. The only material that actually does the work, it's iron and the magnet. And that combination cannot be changed unless you create what they call it, the panel speaker, what do they call it? Static speaker, which are two panels that rub each other. Then you're not gonna play low frequency, just more for highs. Even that, with the time, it will affect the salt. It's normal. The salt is the enemy of any material, actually, any material, even plastic we eat it. So our product can use the installed water, but doesn't mean I'm gonna be able to put them under the water, take it out and play a speaker. Doesn't work that way. You got to treat it, you got to seal it, you got to put it in the seal spot, and the product cell it is treated. That again, it lasts less than a outside soil environmental. Yes, it's normal like any other product. Any other question? I'm here. Going to there, we actually have woofers, and on the woofer side, Power 10iX. The Power 10iX, it was a phenomenal piece that I've been working for the past 5 years to create a speaker. First of all, shallow. They can put a lot of power. They can actually play low frequency, higher frequency. One of the things in music is that you have what is the woofer and a subwoofer. When you create a subwoofer, you just create just a low frequency that is good for surround sound. You know, for create like a Jurassic Park is effect. You can actually get low frequency, boom, boom. But when you go musically, you're gonna have an issue because musically, if you pick up like bass string guitars, you got 4 strings. Those 4 strings have some acoustic to it, and you don't want to lose those 4 acoustic because otherwise you change the sound of the music. So our product can actually create that tone of all the music acoustically on the bass guitar and the percussion and on the drum, the kick drum. When you kick the kick drum, you want to feel the kick drum, the way it play natural. So you can get all those effects in our speakers. That's what it make different on Beyma speaker drivers. They can acoustically create as natural as possible without EQing, okay, and create the acoustic they want to give to a customer. The best experience possible that you can do on a sound system. We want to emulate the best concert that you've been in by using our driver. That's the main concept that we try to always put in every part of our drivers. We have 12 engineers in-house just thinking, how can we make our speaker better? We are our own competitor to ourselves. If we have a model, for example, for 55 years, how can we make this piece better? We've done it. We upgraded with a new technology and a speaker. What it makes the difference in new technologies, back in the day, it was just paper by itself. Now we can alliate with alliation with a carbon fiber, all the materials, better glue, very adhesive. We always use 100% copper on our voice coils. We actually even go low on the most insignificant part of a speaker. You can see it's called this here, the wire leads. The wire leads, it's what connect the speaker connector to the voice coil. It's 100% copper. By doing this, you allow the speaker to receive 100% accuracy information and the wire leads. Most of the manufacturers, they only use aluminum wires and other things, but they don't focus even that little simple thing. We want to focus on every important part to only give the best to the customers. So anytime I say, I always practice and then mention to every dealer that I go and person that I spoke to is, you buy Beyma, it's money in the bank, because you can have your product within 20 years still worth money. I have customers, they have the product, and now the grandkids are using the product, which is it's incredible. I have customers call me and send me letters. Oh my God, I put these tweeters 50 years ago, and you got me the recon kits. We send the parts, and it sounded like it was, again, same or better than before. And that's what we try to always give. Only the best that we can milk and that we can make in our lineup, and give that to our customers. That's what they pay for, and want to make sure that everybody have it. We don't want to jeopardize our product lineup. I know many customers for years after we create a good name of our product, they say, "Oh, well, you should be on China and or overseas." I don't want to put China in, but I want to be overseas and just put your name on it. So no, we will not do that. Every product has to come from a factory, has to be built in house, because we want to make sure that integrity, our word, okay, our main goal that we offer to a customer, give the best. We're always going to have it there on hand. We use real material in every product. We use real aluminum parts. Every material we use is authentic. We do tooling. We do the metaforming, all the parts. We try to do everything in house. That allows us to give you a good idea. The latest technology now, the latest thing is how can we make it louder and stronger and better? Coaxial is the way. We have created first coaxial, and it was with this tweeter. This tweeter used to be behind. This tweeter used to be behind of an 8-inch coax. We still have a few pieces left. I think I have 2 or 3 left. It was more for hi-fi. And from this particular piece, okay, and that coaxial, it came out the SQL60. From there, combination from here, and combination from here. So the SQL60 was a project that I put myself in challenge, how to create the best tweeters possible with what we have in hand. And I had created something, and it had a patent, and I got a patent on the piece, and there's everybody knocking off the piece. All I got to do is just pick up a lawyer, and we can be able to get a fight and clear. So that's another word we're on the way. So the most important thing is our customers, our satisfaction, our belief in our brand, and our performance. Most important than anything. Any question?
Jason, do you want to jump in and talk to the sales guys and whichever dealers may be present about warranty and things of that nature?
Yeah, I think it would probably be best to talk about the warranty and stuff like that. That might be a
Sure.
good way to talk, and
Yeah.
And something else, because that's always the question with pro audio or any type of pro audio background. You're probably seeing a continuous trend. I think every manufacturer is following along the same aspects of knowing how to treat these and how they're going to be treated. And Jose, if you want to talk a little bit about that, that would be
Yeah.
great. And also some of the highlights too, like some of the closed basket speakers we have, and also the, like, I know the carbon, the CFs. I know they're very popular, and also the coaxial. Why our coax right there? Why is that different than anything else out there? I know that all the high-end competitors, anybody that talks about any kind of pro audio, that right there kind of sets the threshold of what everybody wants. You'll see a lot of other speakers out there, but we've had that speaker for a very long time. So I think some of those are the highlights that, Jose, you could talk about. I think it would really make a difference when all the Davis guys are talking and they're asking Beyma. As you know, if you're out there talking to dealers, or dealers are talking, or customers are talking, Beyma is the pro audio, right? It is what people recognize as being the leader in the industry. Just like you always heard, hey, are you putting Dynamat in your car? Okay, it might not be Dynamat, but we all know what they're talking about. When you go out on the street, they're going, hey, I got me a set of Beymas, and then they're not even Beymas. But that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I'm going to, let me share a little of everything there. I want to talk about the warranty and all that together. And I want to show you a few things. For example, let me give a little history, especially in Ohio. I know my people from Ohio. I went to Ohio in 2005 And we had created a big wave of audio product with few dealers there. I remember even, there was a few dealers. Forgot his name, but we have few dealers there. They actually embraced our brand. They took over. They put the product all over the map. And what happened is, unfortunately, some of the dealers and distributors in the Ohio area decided to copy it or a product because they want to buy it for $20 and $10 like other products in the market and with a Beyma look. And they call it Beyma. These actually took off in Ohio like white rice. I remember the Ohio was just putting two systems only. We are mid straight, never put tweeters, only this particular pieces. This, the 6MI80, this was the number one. And they were using all these models there, and just because they like the clarity, the loudness, the power handling, the performance, and the money in the bank. The product was always worth it. They never lose money in the product. And that's the most important thing we offer to our dealers is we're not changing the product every day, every week, every month, or every year. 90% of every product that we have in our lineup, we try to build it once. We don't make it again. We make it once. So in Ohio area, they call it Beyma. And I always remember because I know it's not Beyma, it's Beyma. And it's Beyma, but anyway. So they created a train and it's called Beyma. And they still to today in Ohio, I know they have a few models that call it Beyma. And that's where it came from. We actually, when we start doing a trade show like SEMA, we went to SEMA, CES, and we came into the market and we put the project and we put all the product we came in. Everyone was in shock because we actually migrated from Pro Audio to do co-audio. And what everybody else in co-audio, they try to migrate to Pro Audio, we did the opposite. And it was a train that pick up a lot of company. I can tell you, and I can prove you, and I can promise you that we changed the market. The market back in the days, it was dual cone speakers, little component sets, and stuff like that. I had changed the market. We had changed the market. I'm not saying I would say everybody that put little inputs into our product lineup, who actually believe in our line, actually saw it what we're coming, and we're coming strong, different. And we actually did change the market completely. You know, Beyma took over what is Pro Audio. And most of our product is Pro Audio speakers, and was actually because most of our model, which I brought one out here to show you. For example, this is right here. Pro 10MI. This is one of the 10 loudest mid-bass, mid-range 10 inches that was ever built. And still today, we still manufacture that piece because this model, the original has about 40 years in the make. And then we make the audio version, which improves some extra things. You can see the cone has some shiny on it, and it has some flicks of the carbon fiber into the cone, mix it. So that speaker, which on the car audio industry. So by the Beyma style, this sort of came up and took off. Then it was all the knockoff coming left and right, try to compete with us, and actually hurt us. Yes, I'm not gonna say no, but we did never change our course. We're just gonna keep building the best product, and unfortunately, it costs to build the best. It's not super expensive. It's not that much different from when you want to compare to other brands. It might be cheaper than other brands that I don't want to mention name on it. But the idea is when you get the performance and you hear, you definitely are pleased. And besides that, they last you for longer time than any other product. We also sell the parts. By doing that, we created it. People were using just the mids. No, you got to combine it. So the whole chain system from doing component set to actually create mids. Yes, and most of the time, customer call us, we have the screamers. And that's what I used to hear on the street all the time. And it's not the screaming. We get all the efficiency as possible, but the customer need to know how to match the product in order to make it the right performance. So unfortunately, a lot of the customers, they didn't want to learn. They just want to put the Beyma speaker there, sound loud and clean. That's it. But you're missing the highs. So some people took the advantage to learn. Some other people, they just keep doing the same thing. And then now the whole thing has changed. The audio market is horns, bunch of things, which is still, it's not that's not the way that we actually designed it for. We wanted it. We want to make sure you have night cold sound in your car. So by doing this, we actually create a whole new generation of product where now everybody want to call themselves pro audio driver, pro audio this. We are a pro audio company manufacturers, and we just brought that product to our markets who want the best performance in car audio because it was not available. It was not available. It was very little company has some decent product that was available, but it was nothing like what we decided to make. So we do offer every product that we build in car audio. Since we migrated from pro audio to car audio, you have allowed, and we can give you the opportunity, you can fix the product. So we sell the diaphragms of any product. We sell the recon kits, we sell the voice coils, we sell for the tweeters, for the compression drivers, from a 5-inch all the way to 21-inch. From a 1-inch tweeter to a 4-inch tweeter. From a 1-inch compression driver to a 2-inch compression driver. All the parts are available to upgrade. Also, you can change the impedance. You might request, hey, can I have a 16-ohm recon kit instead of 8? I would like to do a test. No problem. Can I have it in 4-ohm? Yes, no problem. Can I have it in 8-ohm? So we have different impedance. All depend on the application. The impedance, the trick of the impedance is simple. The impedance will allow you to actually be able to deflate 3 dB automatically when you use 16 ohm. So if you have an assistant and you have a 16 ohm driver or 8 ohm driver, your amplifier will drive cleaner, less distortion, okay? It would be less heat on the stress on the amplifier and better acoustic performance. The impedance is a trick of you got to use 4 ohm in order to get the maximum performance amplifier, but at the same time, you get more distortion. No one try to mention about the THD. One of the things that happen in our speaker when you use Beyma is if you have noise or if you have hiss, and Beyma will show you. I have a customer, they say that the diaphragm, the other branch, when I have another branch, I don't hear noise, engine noise. I put yours, I hear engine noise. That simple thing is because we are so high in efficiency that you can be able to hear pin drop, where you're not going to be able to hear pin drop in the other speaker. So on the warranty part, you can replace everything. Going back to you can replace every part. 98% of the product, 95% of the product is rebuildable. Okay, we offer the parts. There is few things. We offer 3-year warranty on the product. The 3-year warranty on the product is manufacturing defect, meaning it's screw comes off. There is a rubbing on the piece. There's something it's manufacturing defect. Yes, we over here to cover it. We are here to support it. We're not covering broken cones, burn voice coil. Sometimes the voice coil, I give you this one because it's very popular. What I've seen, the number one problems in some of the manufacturers, some of the speaker and amplifiers is when the speaker, the voice coil looks perfectly fine and it has a little dot on the voice coil. This happen, and this will happen to any brand speaker, no matter what brand speaker is. If you mount the speaker straight to the chassis or to a metal, if one of the screws that you mounted the speaker, touch the metal. You had a spacing, and you put one screw that touched the metal. Now you're creating an arc, and you're creating especially with all the high output amplifier. Normally is where you see that problem. The high output amplifiers, the voice coil inside will create an arc, and it will send the arc off like a thunder. And it will actually make a little hole in the speaker. And you would tell, but the speaker looks perfect. It only has a little dot there. That little dot happened because now the speaker created an arc. And that's the reason it's very important never to put any speaker direct to metal, because you're actually creating between the metal on the door and the voice coil and the high power current point to the voice coil, you will create an arch, and it will create a spark on the voice coil, and it look like a spark. Little red dot, little black dot. It's gonna come in the speaker. It will kill the speaker. Okay, so that is not part of the warranty. Very, very important. That's what is important, to make sure that the speaker is always mounted in the isolated place from the metal. Okay. Also, we help you better acoustically, which you guys all know about that. And at the same time, you got to get better performance, because now by insulating the back completely to the front, you're eliminating the wave cancellation. Sometimes I've seen customers installing the speaker, keeping a hole here, and just mounting in the speaker, for example, like this. And you got a gap here. What happened is now the negative signal from the back on the wave, it's going to interfere with the front wave, and you get cancellation. It won't sound good. And you guys know that. But this is just to remind you what could happen with the arcs if you change the voice. Voice coil burn completely black. Oh, I brought out many customers that have that. I even had one today who sent me the speaker. Cook the speaker from bottom to top, burn black, lose all the wires. I mean, that was amplifier was shorted. Amplifier sent DC signal and just burn the voice coil. That's not part of the warranty. We can allow customer to go and break the piece open. If the voice coil is intact, no problem. We can recorn it for them for free, no problem. But if the voice coil is spark, broken, bend the basket, that's not common over. We created coaxial. This is one of the most popular. Going back to all the speaker that we have created, is customers want louder, louder, and louder. And at one point, I have one particular person who asked me to create the ultimate speaker that he can use for his home monitor speakers. And this speaker was designed and I created for a very famous person who sold a headphone company. I don't want to mention his name, but this speaker I designed in his name, was designed for him. It was done to one of my between one of my good friend who actually passed away. His name was Bill Jenkins, an incredible, great man, building a lot of great cabinets, big systems, and in California area, and LA, and you know, between he and I, we came out with this particular piece, and what we created was a coaxial 8-inch, which I had mentioned it to few person, and what they done is, when I got it out right away, they already had the knockoff version. I want to mention the names either, but just what I do. I try to always create good stuff for the customer. You know, I can have idea. I'm very open to anybody of your dealers, anything they're interested in. And if we can see it, we can make it. If we can see it, it has the potential. We always welcome to get feedback from anybody, suggestion, what do they want to a piece. One of the things that I always ask me, we need grills, we need grills, we need grills. I know. The thing is, everything we build in-house in Spain, some stuff, it's hard to be manufactured in Spain. We have to depend on other companies. We made amplifier at one point, and we decided to get out of amplifier because we want amplifier with incredible damping, with good quality, with performance, that are perform our speakers. It was very hard to do it with the Orientals to actually understand it. And we decided, you know what, let's keep doing what we do. We just build speaker. Let's keep it what we're doing. And we're not going to focus on other stuff. So we decided to build speakers, drivers. We have some crossover network we make in-house and a few other things. But we want to focus on ourselves, on what we build right and what we have control on. And we don't want to open up too much stuff and then suddenly we're not going to be able to do right. We want to do right with speakers. And that's the main thing. So this particular piece, same thing. You can replace the diver in the back. You can replace the front. You can do magic. It's a few tricks that you can do on the horn in the front. Some of my manufacturers, OEM manufacturers, very famous OEM manufacturer here, they use those pieces. They drill some particular holes in some areas and special size. And what it does is actually allow to expand more pressure. There's a lot of ideas you can actually create with the speakers. We are drivers, so they're open to actually do many different ideas and think that it'll improve even more the speaker, even when you put more power. That's one of the tests that I would suggest to everyone to do to use Beyma. Two things. Connect the stereo first, the 8-inch, 6-inch, any speaker. Then you connect the bridge. What happened is you will notice that the vocals stay together with the music. And when you double the power, same thing happened, but louder. What happened most of the speaker is the more power you put, the vocal decline and the instrument goes up. And it's called linearity. This we're a pioneer in that part that you can. That's one of the most significant thing that you can find on a Beyma speaker. That the more power you put, the louder they get together. The vocals, the instrument, everything. If the amplifier is the high performance, will do the job. But if the amplifier has noise, has problem, you will hear it because we're gonna give you what's going on. And like my best friend used to say all the time is the last line of defense on a sound system is the speakers. I'm ready for any questions. I think I answered the warranty. Warranty are 3-year warranty. That's what we offer in Spain. It has to be certified, has to be checked by us to make sure that none of the stuff goes out of the normal. But we still offer all the parts that anybody can buy, all dealers, to repair the speakers. So the speaker is yours forever. And want to make sure we always offer the parts. The parts are there. All the manufacturer will not sell you parts. I don't want to mention them either. Some of the manufacturers, yes, they're selling more parts than the speakers, but we actually try to sell more product than speakers, more product than Recon kits. I think I have Recon kits, believe it or not, for over 25 years sitting in my warehouse that we have not been able to solve because they never fell. Some other one more often might break it a little more often because they want to create more abuse. I have one area, one market where they take this particular piece, which is 100 watts RMS, and they put 8 pieces and they put an 8,000 watt amplifier to this. They love it. They break it and they're ready to buy the coin because what they can create out of this with the 8,000 watts RMS, it's insane output, clean performance, and there's nothing in the market can match it. And that's what makes the difference. I'm here open again. Any other question? Jason.
Jose, you want to cover real quick the 3- and 4-inch wide bands? Those are very popular, and I think that the 12-volt guys could really work with those.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Yes, so we have a full line. It's called the 3 inches, 4FR40, and 3FR30, FE and ND. I think we're going out of the FE. The ND turned to be more popular. Some people like the FE better than ND, but for installation purpose, we notice the ND is more easy to use. But we offer those 4 pieces and 2 versions of each. We will come out with a new one that we actually create some waves. Which let me bring something. Let me bring one speaker to show it. So when COVID happened, we were sitting in the warehouse in the factory and say, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to create? We have to create something unique. And how we would decide to do, the business went straight to hi-fi home audio application because there was no show, no tuning, any of that. And we took all engineering, put our head together and started thinking how we can create something to actually, how can we make a better performance speaker for low frequency for high-fi application. From this particular piece here, which I'm going to show, it has nothing to talk about the other one, but this is how everything started. So we have created some little extra curve. I know all the manufacturers have done another different things, but this is completely different. And this has a special arc and angle to what it does is, in order to excurve and move, the speaker actually not lose control on the surround And we actually found that acoustically, this was the best solution. So by creating this on the MNF series, which is high five series, this is a 10-inch, an incredible low frequency, power handling, 400 watts RMS, high efficiency. We create that pieces, all those arcs allow us to actually migrate that to 8 to 6 and to the 4 inches. So the next generation that's coming, we're still selling the original model. What's going to happen is we're going to have a little arc on it, and it's actually was to improve the low frequency to not distort it when it actually is moving. All the cone tend to distort it, and it's normal. There's the breaking point, and we actually found a way to balance the breaking point and not distorting and creating that little piece on those 4 inches. So the 3-inch, the 4 inches will be available with that technology down the road, I think by next year. And but we're still shipping the other one standard. The standard, one of the great things about those speakers is that you can play down from 120 hertz to 20,000 hertz, and about 92 dB on the 4-inch, 90 dB on the 3-inch. So it's great for the central channel, 3-way systems. So much special application on the surround sound and the cards. If you want to create like a Osmos type of sound on the car audio systems. And that's the advantage of those 3 inches. Very compact, and they handle very good power. I mean, my customers replaced some, big European company, and they actually swap it and say, yeah, no question about it. More performance, more outputs, cleaner sound, and they're very, very, very happy with them. And a BMW particularly, I would say that because I have one myself. I use actually on the 650i, you can put a 5-inch speaker. The factory is 4-inch, but you can do a 5. It's a little tricky, but it fit. And what you can get out of it, the performance is outstanding. It's a little tricky work, but you can do it. It's all depending if the customer is willing to go to that level of performance. And that's the reason we have different level of products. Where you want to go, you want to stock to the factory location, a little more power handling, but you rather stick up to a high performance piece. I would say Beyma, it's like one of my ex-rep used to say it's overbuilt. And it's true. That's something that is a fact on Beyma speakers, that they are overbuilt. We try to give more than what the papers say. For example, all our product, every our product lineup, it's always 20 from 15 to 20% more power than we put in paper. The trade show also on the frequency response always has a little giving way. And the idea is they want to make sure the product there for longevity, for a long time, that the customer doesn't have issues down the future. And what we try to do, that's what we go to overbuild, because we want to make sure we don't we give you 100 watts. It's about 125 watts RMS, not 100 watts. But we say 100 watts just to be safe and make sure the customer actually are performing. But most of my guys put 500 watts to this. I had a truck, if you guys Google it, and YouTube, it was a Ford Explorer, 8 inches, and a 5 1/4, no tweeters. And I think that's the way I met Rick Booth, and that's the way he actually that's the way he get actually impressed with the product. And since then, he's been, a loyal to understand our product line. What do we build?
Yeah, absolutely. And like Jason was just mentioning to me, those 3-inch will fit in the new GM pickup trucks. They'll fit in the Dodge, Chrysler, the Chargers, Challengers, things like that. They'll drop right in. And with such a wide band, they're going to have way better performance than what that factory piece had, whether you're just replacing a factory piece or if you're upgrading the system to add an amplifier. Either way, those pieces are going to shine for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is a challenge out there. There is some manufacturers that are making a direct replacement for those, but the problem is that they don't handle the wide band very well. I mean, you can hear it distinctly when it's a solution, but it's not a great solution. And I think those pieces there, and we do a lot of trucks in our territory, will be a great solution and eye openers for people.
Yeah, well, we sell those come in a 20 pack, just so everyone knows. And
Yeah.
you can put them in so many different vehicles, Jeeps, Broncos, Challengers, Chargers, GM pickup trucks, many others, that it's easy for a dealer to grab a 20 pack. I have guys in South Florida that grab a 20 pack, and in 3 weeks they're like, hey, I need another one, because they have so many uses. You need a nice 3-inch for a 3-way setup. They work that way as well. So they're often overlooked, but guys, don't overlook them. They'll fill a lot of holes for you.
Yeah, one of the things also you can use it.
Davis did get those on their order, so we
They
knew
did get some, yes.
word out that you would use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, another thing you can keep in mind also, I give you my personal experience, what happened to it. I bought a my actually wife bought a little table assistant for outdoor assistant, and it has a little bar speaker on it. And they cracked with the first week. I took it all apart. I put my 4 inches. Voila, day and night, more output. And I say, was the best thing I did. Just swapped it out and put the real one, and it was a day and night application to it. Yes, I think in my case I had to do a little modification to it, but it doesn't matter. It was worth it because the sound and the performance that I got of it. So I mean, you can use it even for that. You can use it for the portable speakers that they use at 3 inches. It'll change completely the sound, and you're gonna get more outputs. What happened is everything that we build, we want to make sure is the efficiency. Everything that we build, it's done by engineer that is by the book. We cannot cheat on it, because when we sell product to big companies worldwide, we cannot fool with them. They don't go by a little piece of paper. Oh, about the performance. Papers mean nothing. And this is one of the problems, unfortunately, our audio market has been degrading, is because it's all about the paper, not about the performance. It's all about the marketing, not about the performance. It's all about what you done for me, then I want the customers to help us and actually grow the business. And this is all being our line. Our line is we are committed to our dealers, to our customers who use our product, and that's our main belief of it. Believe in our product, and you will get more motivated. I guarantee you, very important. When you want to match it, apples to apples, give it this one. I went to a dealer, which one of my best dealers right now in Orlando. This customer was using all the brands, and he showed me the papers. Look, this is 112 dB tweeter, 1 watt 1 meter, which is it's called a CP12, which is the knockoff RPs. And RP is 105 dB, 1 watt 1 meter. His was 112. I put my tweeter right next to it, and my tweeter was 2 or 3 dB louder, all the way to 20K. His was dropped at 17, 16K, and he was a lot of friends and customers were there, and he was a little embarrassed. He said, shoot, you know, what happened? So never be afraid to put any Beyma product against any product in the market. Match it apple to apples, and let's look at it. And you will see the performance linearly, more efficient, more power handling, guarantee you. I think when I got with, and I'm gonna bring that, I'll tell that when I met first time Rick Booth, we actually, he had the line there, couldn't understand the line, how to sell it. And we went together and he saw it. And after that, he was never afraid to put up product against anything. Please don't be afraid, because you're gonna be amazed. I guarantee you that. That's 100%. And it's from the bottom of my heart. I have 27 years. Every product that comes out, I buy it, I test it, I listen, I put them at the side, because I'm always still looking. You gotta keep looking. What else coming up there? And I just try to match. We build a great speaker line because we want to make sure we give the best to the customers, and we put the best technology in every product we build. And we are proud of what we're doing, and we don't want to change that.
You know, Rick, this is a question for you. And when you approach new customers, what is one of the first things that you pull out of your bag from Beyma that you think they need to try immediately?
Well, I always like to learn a little bit about the customer's business, where their focus is, what type of business they do, whether they're expediter, 12-volt retail, motorcycle builder, what have you. But that wideband 3-inch is always one of the first things that I pull out. The SQL60 is always the tweeter that I pull out. And then at that point, I'll ask, well, do you enjoy a soft dome tweeter, or you like a hard dome? And we have, that way we'll lead whether it's the SQL60 or the AST50, depending on, preference. Pro 6 WND, Pro 6 Q 200 ND, Pro 6 BK, Pro 8 BK. Those are always the ones that are on the tip of the tongue because, man, do they work. They work, they handle power, and they sound phenomenal. That's the one thing Jose said, that when I first picked up Beyma, it's been about 7 years. He and I went on a road trip together, and I went to see some dealers, and we did some of the comparisons that he spoke about. Mind you, I started installing car audio in 1984. Okay. For those of you who are good at math, that's about 40 years ago. I have never played with any speakers that can do what Beyma does.
Yeah.
They don't have
And
the output.
that's usually the
They don't
response.
sound. Mhm.
That's usual. Yeah.
What's that?
That's usually the response I get from people that used Beyma before.
Yeah.
Can you bring up the picture of the SQLs so they know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about? Everybody calls these the Hershey Kiss speakers.
The Hershey Kiss. I'm going to bring a comment with that. Okay. This is the original piece. Look in the Kiss. It's called the Hershey Kiss. And that name was given by a good friend and a customer, Steve Cook, out of Alabama. He was the one actually called it the Kissy Hershey Kiss. And he took the name, and the name just took off like wild rice. And it's called Kissy Hershey Kiss. And because it looked like a Kissy Hershey. But this is the bullet. Now I'm going to show you the tweeter. Let me bring one of the tweeters here. 1 second.
As you guys can see on the left, we have the SQL60 specs. On the right side of the screen, you've got the AST50. The 50 has the metal diaphragm. The 60 has the PM4 diaphragm, which is more of a soft dome style sound, a little smoother, a little richer in the lower mid tweeter section. And just about every other way, they're virtually identical.
So the tweeter comes, first of all, we offer it caps. It's all caps. It's called JB, Jose Beyma cap. And this cap, what it does is it's 630 volts. And it's 3% tolerance. Every tweeter you go and buy in the market is going to be 10 to 15% tolerance, or 5, the maximum that I see it. And it runs about 120 volts to 250. We don't do that. Want to make sure, even on the tweeters, that we put this, that we don't recommend. You recommend to actually do it electronically. Put the on crossover. But this is the piece.
And
Same
those
concept.
are sold in pairs.
Comes in pair, and you can open it by doing this. You can replace the part. You have to start it. You have to unhook this part here. Pull the bullet out, which is the same bullet. Do you see here? Just want to show you because this is what I actually made it. I made this in my office back in New York. It took me about 2 years to work on it. I did everything by hand, and I did all the combination. We did all the tooling. The fact we put everything together, and that's what we come out with. This unique piece, which now everyone wants to emulate. You put this. You can be able to match, no exaggeration. You can take this 10-inch and put it next to the tweeter. It'll match it, no problem. You can put a, you can put my 100 dB 1 meter 6.5. It'll match it. The most important thing is always try to find best blending on the speaker. And that would be your best tuning to try to get together. We also sell, this is the particular part, you can replace it, and you can replace the diaphragm on this particular piece. Same thing with the rest of the line. So it comes with a bracket to hold it. And this is the bracket you hold in the back. Some guys don't do glue bracket, they just put it tight, seal it tight, and they glue it. And some cards that fit right in the dash of the Jeep. Some of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, they fit right on the part. And some of the cards, some of the dealers, they shave off the bullet in the front. I don't recommend it. Some people do it. I cannot tell not to do it. They tweet it. But you would change some of the acoustic out of it if you change that part.
Jose,
Yes.
that piece you screwed off the front, the stainless piece. A lot of the guys take that and have it powder coated or painted,
Yes.
to match the vehicle that it's in.
Yes. The reason
Piece,
is this piece here, you can match it to the color of the car or the trim of the car. That's the concept of this. You can have this piece. You can paint it.
polish it. You can do a high polish on that piece. It's gorgeous.
Yes. Be careful with knockoff. That's what I can tell you.
Someone asked if the SQL 60 repair kits are available at Davis. I let you guys handle that one. Obviously, they're available to you, but
actually, the repair kits are not available yet. We got the first order in for those guys, and we have not ordered all the repair kits yet. I thought that would come later. I just didn't want to make it too complex to bring too much in at one time. So yeah. I'm sure Sam will take care of that afterwards. And I'll make sure that he has all the information he needs to be able to order those up.
And earlier you asked me about the first thing I pull out of the bag, Jason. One speaker I left off that should probably be the first out of my mouth is the 6GMND. That's that's one of the finest speakers that I've ever heard. It's
a complete speaker.
It is.
I mean,
it really is.
A little bit of everything, but go ahead, Jose.
The 6GMND has something unique. The 6GMND was created exactly, I will tell you the year, 2004. And because we were looking for better solution on the mid-bass side and create that percussion sound, or they call it the tucuteo, very accurately. And we create that piece. And I know a company that I don't want to mention the name, out of Florida, very big company, which I think was sold. That company took that piece. Today, they have it on the bench, try to knock off that piece. And what they did is they actually created a piece, big as I told voice code. This piece worldwide, acoustically, is one of the best sounding 6.5 in the market. Watch, depends the acoustic of the customer. Because what we did is we create that version on a rubber surround that we can actually play a little lower, a little more warming for that type of customer. But this is the beginning of our transition to go to the carbon fiber series. That particular piece was the one that opened the door for the rest of the model to upgrade acoustically for particular customers. Besides, it also takes a lot of power. It's about 160 watts AES, about 320 watts musically all day long. You can do in that particular piece. And the new generation is called the 60MV2. The 60MV2, we took that technology of the 6GMND, or the 6G40, and we migrated at a price point level. Jason asked something very important. When you go to a customer, the first thing I go to what Rick say, I first want to feel the customer. What is he looking for? What is his budget? Why can I give him to fit in? I have a client in Puerto Rico which sell my ACNV2, and he put him in the truck because the ferrite version, big magnet, they actually put him in the door, and he put a 3 inches on the dash on the side, and he created a two-way system without tweeters. Because what he does is cross it over from 300 hertz and up on the 3 inches or 250, and they put 250 down on the 8 inches on the door, and it's incredible performance, accurate, detailed sound without spending too much money. 4 inches and an 8-inch ACNV2. We're talking about the retail price on each of those about $100 on the 8, and it's about a 70, $80 on those, less than $170 a door, okay? Making good profit on the piece, and the performance and the linearity of this, it's unreal. So they don't have to spend tons of money to actually have Beyma product quality on the vehicle. No STO60, don't have to put nothing. This combination alone does the job, and you can put a lot of power.
Something I want to talk about also for OEM fit. The new F-150s. We have a tweeter called the SC30. The SC30 will fit directly, snap into the B&O system on the new F-150s. There's no modifications needed. You take the outer ring off of the tweeter out of the box, the tweeter will snap in and replace the factory perfectly. And that's a $99 pair of tweeters. And it sounds phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tweeter from the Sound Concept family, from this family, which we only offer 6.5, 6x9, and the tweeter. That's the only thing we offer on those pieces. What we did is we took too much stuff out, like the 5 1/4 is not a big seller on those series. 4 inches, we went out of those pieces because we had already 4-inch high fishes in our lineup. So we just say, the 4-inch, 4-inch will do the job, and that little tweeter can do the job. So you can do with that little tweeter, that 3-inch, and a little mid base on the door. Like, for example, the Pro 6Q 200ND, you can do an incredible, perfect 3 sound for sound quality with a good price point. And a lot of power handling.
Great. Anybody have any questions for us? No questions? Boring. You got anything else, Jason?
Not right now. I mean, I believe this is a good intro. And of course, we'll do later on, we'll try to come in and do an in-person training. But I just wanted, an opportunities for Davis to meet you guys. I mean, they obviously know who I am, but to meet you guys and be able to open up that forum. And I'm sure either Rick or Jose or both will be on a road with me eventually. And we'll be stopping by, and we'll make sure that we'll follow up there. A lot, just like anything else. We can talk about this all day long, but introduce it to people. They know who they are. This is a brand name that, you can sell with confidence. It is top end and well respected in the audio industry. That's why I felt it was a good fit for Davis. And I think it is definitely a future for you guys. So as normal, if you think of anything else that you want to ask afterwards, shoot me an email or any of us, and we'll get it taken care of. But I really don't have anything else unless you'll have questions.
Okay, great. I appreciate you guys giving us this time. Obviously, if you need to get a hold of me, Jason can send you my number. I can help you guys if you need help with system design. If you have any questions where you want to, have some very specific answers, Jose is going to stay in the office creating great new products for us continually. And we look forward to helping you guys out however we can, and hope to see you in the near future.
We really also myself appreciate and I apologize for the long, but I want to give a little bit of history, who we are, what's our goal, and we're going to keep consistent just to build the best for you guys to have fun and enjoy it. The most important thing is when you put a sound systems with Beyma system, tell your wife or ladies to actually listen to it. They will tell you. Women have very good ears, and they will tell you, wow, this sounds very differently. And we hope to, any question, any tuning that you guys create, you want to have a customer that has a box has some problems, we're here to help. I know a lot of the guys in the industry, they're very good, very knowledgeable. But if they have some problems, I always say Beyma is like a Macintosh product that is a little bit different than an app than the regular app Windows computer. It's a little more technical, but when you get the hang out of it, you will love the ride. That's I promise you.
Awesome. And thank you, everybody. And thank you, Jose. Thank you, Rick. And
Yes,
if you don't
sir.
have any other questions, I think that's about it.